Three, two, one.
Hello and welcome back to the Brave podcast, Doing Travel Differently. My name's Faye, founder of The Brave, which is a small travel movement dedicated to making ethical, immersive and authentic travel accessible to everybody. This week's episode is a little bit different. Rather than exploring a single theme, I wanted to share with you some of my reflections from an event that always inspires me, the World Travel Market London 2025. For those who might not know it, WTM is one of the biggest and most high-profile travel trade events in the world. It brings together thousands of travel professionals, entrepreneurs, destinations and innovators, all under one roof of London's Excel Arena, to share ideas, forge partnerships and shape the future of travel. It's been a few years since I last attended, but with the Brave Advocates and the Brave Stays launching earlier this year and the Brave Travels on the horizon, this seemed like the perfect time to return, and I'm so incredibly glad that I did. My first observation is of the energy of the industry. Walking through the exhibition halls reminded me why I fell in love with this industry in the first place. The creativity, diversity and energy on display were breathtaking, from the vibrant cultural showcases to the visually spectacular stands, with Saudi taking centre stage as the showstopper this year, in my personal opinion. But beyond the glitter, what really caught my attention were the ideas being shared and the people behind them. The World Travel Market isn't just an exhibition, it's a global classroom. The parallel conference programme and the masterclasses were truly exceptional, covering themes like sustainability, innovation, entrepreneurship and consumer behaviour. And quite dominant in these conversations were the very pillars that underpin the Brave's vision. Whilst I only managed to attend one of the 3 days, the talks I joined in on were transformative. They didn't just inform, they confirmed that the direction we're heading in with the Brave is the right one to be taking. The industry is evolving, not ending. My overarching observation is the industry is not in survival mode, it's absolutely flourishing and thriving. There was a huge sense of optimism, renewal and responsibility in the air. Technology continues to reshape the sector, from AI tools to improve booking processes to digital solutions for sustainability tracking. But what was most exciting is that the human heartbeat of travel remains strong. We seem to be entering an era of regeneration and stewardship. Sustainability is no longer niche, it's becoming the mainstream, and that's great to see. One of the questions discussed was, is sustainable tourism dead? And the answer was a resounding no. As consultant Tina O'Dwyer so powerfully said, we're in an era of navigation. We might not have all the answers yet, but we're learning new language, experimenting and discovering how tourism can be regenerative, not just sustainable. As an industry, we're moving from the question of what are we handing on and is it good enough, to how can we improve what we hand on. It's about inheritance, legacy and stewardship, the concept of ancestors and descendants, as Tina framed it. Another really lovely theme was the connection between peace and travel. A powerful message came from Magan Einon, a peace activist who spoke about travel for peace. He reminded us that travel isn't just about places, it's about people. It's about connection, empathy and understanding. His idea that weird needs to become the mainstream really stayed with me, a challenge to embrace difference rather than fear it. Travel at its best helps break down bias through encounter and experience. It reminds us that humanity is shared, not separate. And that message really resonated deeply with the Brave's ethos, because travel done differently can be a healer, a connector, and a bridge builder. I loved the new language of regeneration, and that was another standout for me. The notion that we've moved beyond the phrasing, which I dislike for the record, of sustainable tourism, is fundamentally flawed, to something richer in tourism that delivers sustainability. Love that. And as Jeremy Smith put it tourism is an industry of possibilities. Anything is possible when we think creatively, from hotels like Magda's and the Good Hotel to grassroots initiatives like Clean Ways to See the World, each showing that business and kindness can coexist. Tina O'Dwyer's framework for the future was also incredibly inspiring, and she spoke of 4 guiding ideas and the characteristics of an era of stewardship, with purpose being about enabling vitality, and place being about living partnerships, and practice being about radical collaboration, and people as stewards and co-creators. And that word steward and the encouragement of stewardship captures everything we're trying to embody through the Brave. Speakers highlighted the importance of really listening to communities, and the session When Place Speaks Back offered a timely reminder that communities must be part of that conversation, not just the frame around it. As Kogmosko Ramothea, I apologise for any mispronunciations there, said, she's from ATTA, said community should be part of the picture, not just the frame. And that's a quote that really, really stuck with me. So powerful. Community should be part of the picture, not just the frame. Kogmotso Ramothea from ATTA, and that's attributed to her. We heard examples also from Nepal, where slow, patient capacity building is helpful in helping and equipping rural guides to develop the confidence and the economic independence. And other stories from Mozambique, where the Galudo resort has shown that people may not arrive for sustainability, but they leave having lived it, and therefore it doesn't need to be rammed down their throats in the marketing messages. I was especially struck by the reminder from one community voice: you don't need to teach us sustainability. We already live it. And this is something that came through as very powerful in my doctoral research about the Eurocentric bias and dominance of the sustainability academic discourse when it is already being lived through authentic sustainability cultural practices on a daily basis. And that's such a powerful truth. The future of tourism must respect and amplify local knowledge, not replace it or degrade it. There were some absolutely fantastic conversations also about certification, communication and meaning. And some particularly thought-provoking insights came from Professor Xavier Font, who questioned actually whether sustainability certification is truly achieving what it set out to achieve. He pointed out quite shockingly that there are no public studies showing how much better certified travel businesses perform than non-certified ones, and that certification is only actually viable for certain types of companies, the larger ones, and SMEs miss out in this opportunity. More importantly, even when a business does achieve certification, travellers often don't understand what it means. His advice was brilliant. Focus less on badges and more on storytelling. Share the story behind the certificate. Create experientially integrated sustainability where guests can feel and participate in the good you're doing rather than just reading it on a wall or in a brochure or on a website. And that was an affirmation for the Brave too, because that's exactly what we stand for, the visible, lived sustainability that's woven into the experience, not marketed as an add-on. So what were my final thoughts, and what does this actually mean for the Brave and the work that we do? Walking out of the event, I felt reassured and reinvigorated. The industry is absolutely packed full of innovation, intelligence, and imagination. There's room for new voices and new ventures, like the Brave Travels, like the Brave Advocates and the Brave Stays, to help people explore the world in ways that are ethical, meaningful, and accessible, and help them to break down some of the barriers that exist. Absolutely, there's still space for travel designers, concierge, and organisers who can use their expertise, passion, and lived experiences to help travellers cut through the noise and choose experiences and providers that align with their values. And most importantly, what I saw confirmed that the Brave sits in the right space, part of a new generation of travel voices charting a kinder, more conscious course for the future. So that wraps up an awful lot in a very short space of time, but I thought I'd give you the gems and the highlights and my observations and my key takeaways. So thank you for joining me for this special reflection on the World Travel Market 2025. Next week, we're going to shift from global insights into grassroots action, exploring how travellers can support local communities in small but powerful ways. Until then, travel bravely, travel kindly, and remember, the future of tourism isn't written yet, but we're all helping to shape it.